Hello humans, so what kind of video do we have today? No, this isn't a video about me being stalked by my secret admirer, but instead me being in a public lobby and seeing everybody just causing chaos, which honestly was a bit more than usual. And also this guy who's staring at me. But before we get into that, let's start at the beginning. It was a lovely day in Los Santos and I was just driving my Toreador down the road. And also driving directly into cars because I cannot drive. And then suddenly this little twerp decided to randomly do this to me. Okay, brilliant, now we're all caught up, so let's start the video. Now admittedly, this guy wasn't actually that good. He was a rank 100 plus, but to be honest, he sucked eggs, basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And to be honest, this guy wasn't pretty responsive, but don't worry because the battles later on do get a bit more interesting. Well, no, actually no, a lot more interesting. He then decides to text me this, and I don't speak French, so I had to translate it. And it translated to your mother. And no, I'm not talking about your mother, it just translated to your mother. Yeah, you understand. But to be fair, that did kind of help me, because he just reminded me that I haven't actually called my mother for a long time. So yeah, cheers mate. But you're still a little rat though. He then decides to be cheeky and try and ghost me, but as we all know on this channel, that this doesn't actually work when you put a bounty on them. And then, after me trying to get some failed trick shots on him, he decides to leave the game. This part was pretty embarrassing for me, but because I was born backwards, I couldn't really give a donkey's hoof. So the next guy wasn't attacking me, but he was attacking the whole lobby. So this guy here, TM Danger, thought he had a massive dangalang, but it turns out it was quite tiny. Honestly guys, please just watch this part here. Why do these people even have a PS5? Just go and play with your Legos instead. Or your crayons, or whatever it is you put in your mouth. So this guy was just killing more, so he had to be stopped. But fortunately for me, I had loads of time, because I have no life. At this point, I didn't actually realise what type of player he was, but it turns out he was quite the coward. After that kill, he decides to go in his RC tank, and for some reason I was trying to use my railgun instead of my EMP launcher, which, now that I look back at it, what the hell was I doing? But it doesn't matter, because I managed to get him out of it. Yeah. He then decides to hide away and then texts me this, and honestly, I actually have no idea what this means. I thought he was coming on to me and wanted me to be his superhero. Sorry man, I don't play for that team. You can go and pot somebody else. And funny enough, the guy who I was helping earlier decides to land on the roof and try and shoot me with a rocket, which... Guys, I'm so done. I'm just so done. And after disappearing from the map, he actually did leave the game, so that's nice. This encounter was a bit interesting because I was trying to kill a griefer anyway, but the guy in the RC tank who was also trying to kill him tried to kill me. Oh, you saucy boy! But little did he know that was the last kill he was going to get on me. And after somehow one-shotting his APC, he then decides to try and get me in his Night Shark, but as we see here, he completely fails.
Morse Mutual. I think we can do that.
Now it gets a bit more interesting because he now brought some backup. This guy was also trying to kill me, and he was a tiny bit better than him. A tiny bit. This guy does not know that I'm in a trailer. But he does now. He then decides to go into Ghost, and then shortly after, so did I, but the real winner here is probably him, because shortly after he did Rage Quit, and I wasted 12 grand. And his friend shortly followed him afterwards. Just to mention guys, I'm not claiming or boasting about any types of skill from me here, especially when the majority of these players don't even know where the buttons are on their controller. But the point of these videos is to make those who put other users' experiences in a bad place to leave the lobby. But not to worry, because I have recorded a load more encounters this week, and there are some really intense fights, and you'll definitely see them at some point. But thank you all again for watching the video and supporting the channel, it does mean a lot to me, and I will definitely see you all again in the next one.